Here at Lacework, we're helping solve for the multi-cloud problem in a couple different ways. The first is going to be by deploying a host-based IDS. The important thing to take away from that is it is host-based, but the only requirement is Linux. It doesn't matter if it's running in one cloud, two clouds, three clouds, or on-prem. As long as it's a Linux system, we can deploy to it, and we'll still give you a singular view even if you have an on-premise workload that then talks to one or more clouds. So essentially that's what you're seeing here. This is called our polygraph, and this is the visualization of the data that we collect with our agent. And what you see here is a data flow graph, and it's not from the network standpoint, and it's not even from a host-to-host standpoint, but it's actually processes talking to processes. The great thing here is you get a really good understanding from an operations standpoint, especially if you're talking multi-cloud, on what exactly your application's in doing and how they're behaving. It can help you have a better understanding there. But then there's also great utilization for the security team as well, because what we're doing is we're using machine learning algorithms to take this baseline behavior and compare it to every previous hour. And from that, we find anomalies within your environment. So anytime activity happens that is not normal for your environment, your security team will get an alert, and they'll be able to work with the operations team to figure out, is this benign or is this potentially malicious activity? Another way that we're doing, helping with the multi-cloud security, is by looking at your configurations, whether it be in AWS, Azure, or GCP. We use CIS benchmarks to really dive in on those security relevant configurations and making sure that they match what best practice exists out here. We can give you the single view of all of your different accounts and projects so that you can understand what compliances are failing, or we can dive into the specific report that we see here for AWS. And you can see we're checking for many different categories. Many of these are based on CIS, but then also where CIS did not go far enough, we've augmented those with our own custom Lacework checks. And then under each check, you see the actual resources that are in violation. The final thing that we're doing to help solve with this problem is understanding what's happening in your infrastructure. So here, like the polygraph that I talked about before, where we have how our application's communicating, here we can see across multiple accounts within the AWS, how are your users behaving, displaying that for your operations team, and then finding anomalies to help let you know when your users start doing something abnormal.